All aboard! All aboard!
Dublin, Seminole and Island, population exclusively by
Rumbullets pirate ship. Armchair and get into the relaxed position as we plot our course. I am your host, Lord Sparrow, at your service. This be your first time on the main deck. Our crew is all hailed by saying many mahalos to you, our friend. But before we get this hula started,
Keep the hula open. My nose keeping bushes.
all over to catch up with the crew
Fire she glows.
and the pirate encoder. Sailors and mermaids put that life jacket on for our journey. I am with Captain Drew. Welcome aboard to Podcast Lifeguard, undertow, over the falls, through the rapids. We be, if I forget to announce our show title. Alright, that's what I'm saying. I'm with Captain Drew. So glad you could join us today, and want to say hello to my two pals, Larry Zoe and Swamp Dumpling. Always so much help in helping us get things accomplished here so we can get you this great, wonderful show that we have lined up for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and before we get started, I want to say that podcast title...
Hey, Drew, yeah, here you go.
All right, thank you.
Your paperwork.
And today's podcast title is, oh my, is that a big state in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? So I can see you're backed away from the mic there. Swamp Dumpling, you got no corrections for me today?
No, Drew, everything looked good. I will say, though, I was a little confused by your title, so that was about the only thing. I mean, it's really not possible to put a state in your pocket, I suppose. But I know you have a right
Oh,
and
come
a
on,
reason.
Swamp Dumpling. You get confused opening a cereal box, man. Who you kidding?
All right, Larry, time to play nice, man. We got a serious, I wanted to discuss one of our states today. The motto for you, though, would be, your mouth is like the show me state. That's what I'm saying. But in all seriousness, we're going to discuss one of our great states, and that is going to be part of our show. And also, too, I did recently change my name to Drew Tex Sparrow on social media. So I'll just throw that in there as a little trivia tidbit.
Well, I'm
for
sorry,
everyone.
Web Captain, but you can't make up your own nickname, and I'm not calling you Tex. 'Cause you don't remind me of a Tex, and I know for a fact you don't wear a cowboy hat either.
Well, Zoe, just so you know, when I was growing up, when me and my dad used to go fishing, we used to wear cowboy hats. So put that in your corncob pipe and smoke it. Yeah, I was just being ironic, to be honest. And I did do that because I think Texas has got their hands full with the border, and I think that they're doing the right thing. And it was my way of saying thank you to the state of Texas.
Well, Drew, you can be as
Yeah,
ironic as you
okay.
want. You can wear maybe a top hat or a sombrero. I don't know, but it sure as heck wouldn't change your fishing game at all. I know that
Well, to
much.
be honest about that, Larry, you're probably right. I haven't caught that many fish since I was wearing that cowboy hat, so you might have me on that one. But I did do it because of the supporting what Texas is trying to do and to follow the rule of the law on immigration. And I know one of these days, 10 years from now, when they're trying to elect me as president of the United States, I'll probably have to go back and explain that, and it'll probably haunt me as I'm trying to get into office, but that's the truth.
Well, you
of
know,
it.
I think you're just coming up with excuses why you did it, because you've always told us you never would run for or be a politician because you think they're slimy.
Well, Larry, so as the wise man once said, there's a little slime ball in all of us. And man, I wouldn't mind being the president. I'm not talking about being one of those sleazy senators or congressmen. But the president, if you think about it, look at who we got in office now. He don't do anything, and he gets big paycheck. And the other fact of the matter is you get to find out things about UFOs, which we all know they got a big old secret. There's probably some trapdoor they go down into and show all the information on Roswell and everything they've been hiding from us on your first day in office. And that'd be exciting to me. So yeah, I would take that job in a heartbeat, no problem.
Well, Drew, I'm not trying to stick my nose where it doesn't belong. You know, I always have your back because you are the captain of the ship, and well, you just can't become president to find out about the UFOs. You have to go into that kind of with some, I don't know, you should have integrity and, well, maybe not for politicians, I suppose, but maybe you should go into it more for what you would do to change things and make it better for everyone, American people. I think that's...
Well, Swamp Dumpling, I have thought about that. You made some good points, and the truth is, man, I would actually have some really good things about that I would start instantaneously changing, like voting for a flat tax to make taxes fair for all Americans. I've always said that since we started doing this show 7 years ago, going on 8 years now, Rumbullets. But, you know, I would do other things, too, that people would really think is maybe important to, you know, people across the United States. Like I want to have a national Nacho Day, Nacho Supreme, whatever, however you like to make it. I think there should be a whole day dedicated to just making and eating nachos.
You know, Drew, I've said this so many times. The closer that Swamp Dumpling sits next to you, the more problems we have, and I think we need to go on to the next subject.
Well, you know what, Larry? I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I like having Swamp Dumpling sit this close to me at the desk. And I like you being further away because in that way I can't reach over there and give you a flick or something once in a while. And I'm going to say one more thing about that. If I had myself a big old plate of nachos, I'd share them with Swamp Dumpling and not you.
Well,
So
Drew,
you
you
like
know,
that?
since you brought it up, why don't you, instead of making it a nacho day, just go for like the whole Mexican food celebration? I mean, explain that to me. Drew, Tex, Sparrow, Dark Angel. I mean, what is that about, too? You trying to go back and start an 80s metal band or something?
Well, actually, just so you know, I think that would be a good name for an 80s band, man. But regardless, it's more of the irony. I'll be that dark horse candidate that will be Drew, Mr. Presidente, Sparrow, Tex, the Dark Angel, formerly known as Web Captain Drew, who likes to eat nachos, and nachos are their own food altogether, man. Let's hear it for nachos, all right? That's all I'm going to say. I think Mexican food's great too, but it's its own thing. I mean, you can put anything on nachos and it tastes good. So there you have it. No, the Dark Angel thing was like an afterthought, though, because in social media now you can put on there whether you're a she, her, he, him, and all that stuff, and I think it's a bunch of hoo-ha. So I I made myself the Dark Angel to be ironic. If that isn't ironic
All right,
for you,
well,
I don't know what
you know what?
is.
I gotta cut you off, man. We're going too much on all of your nachos and name changes. So we gotta get on to the commercial. Yes, the commercial, and we will be back in a flash. Hang on tight.
Ahoy, mateys, and aloha. As maybe you've heard me say a few times on the show over the years, even many mahalos to you and your crew. Aloha to the Polynesian people has many different meanings. Most of us think of a greeting or salutation. The word aloha can stand for compassion and mercy, affection or love and peace. And also, it can stand for gratitude and kindness. So that's why I picked that word today. We want to thank our fellow crew for all the support they've given us over the years by saying aloha to them and their families. If you're part of the Rumbullets crew, we consider you part of our family also, and that is part of the aloha spirit. Remember that every time you share a link, invite a friend, give us the thumbs up on social media, or send us a message. You are sharing your aloha spirit with us also, and we appreciate you and your crew. Thank you, and many mahalos. Also, every time you make a purchase from one of our Rumbullet stores, you are helping keep our pirate ship afloat for another year, and we want to say thank you for that. This is Web Captain True saying aloha. Pirates and Burgers. You know what the sound of that bell means. It's time for our boxing match. Will it be movies or television shows? We ask the question. Or will it be a draw? Regardless of who it is, it's always the toughest decision of the week to decide. Swamp Dumpling, if you could please hand me the envelope so we can determine our winner. All right, that's what I'm saying. Let's hear it for our television series and movies duking it out once again. Here on the boxing match. I gotta tell you, when I saw this movie first come up, if Danny McBride was in a movie about paint drying, I would watch it. Yeah, I don't know. There's one or two people I like in Hollywood. Eric Roberts is one of them, and Danny McBride's the other, and that's about as far as my list goes. But I do really enjoy seeing him and stuff, and so I picked the movie Arizona. If you get a chance to check it out, you'll like it. It's kind of an indie film. The movie takes place in 2009 mortgage housing bubble crash. And so when I seen this, I thought, it was billed, or the synopsis said it was a comedy. I don't think that I would have written this in. Maybe they had an intern that had an autofill that was supposed to say dark comedy, and he couldn't get that, so he just made it a comedy. But when I see Danny McBride, I definitely think that the movie parts that he's played in the past would be more comedy. So when I watched it, I was kind of surprised because, in my opinion, this movie was a great movie. But if you're expecting a movie that's like, a laugh ride or something, that is not what this movie is. I would have written it, the synopsis, as being suspense horror movie. And then I think you could add the fact in there in the summary that is the dark comedy also. But yeah, this was more of a movie that had a unique script. It was a good writing, and the characters were fun to watch. And I don't think you can go wrong with Caitlin Olsen and Lowly Sorensen, Rosemary DeWitt, Elizabeth Gillies, David Allen Greer, one of the Wilson brothers was in it also. They did a great job. So it had a great cast, and like I said, it was a different type of movie, and it does go to show that Danny McBride has a wide range with his acting career, whether it's TV series or movie. He's good in both, and I would suggest it. And one of those ones, it has a little bit of violence factor. If you're not into those types of movies, it's got some definitely raw action and all kind of keeps you guessing on the suspense end. So very interesting, different type of movie, but I would say not a comedy, but he did bring some of his flair to the screen. I'll say that much for him. A good job to you, Danny McBride, in the movie Arizona, and great script too by the writers. I'll say that one more time. 2018, so it's been out for a little while. Yeah, it was very cool to watch, very fun to watch. So get a chance, check out Arizona. If you happen to have an idea or a story that you saw that you would like for us to discuss, be sure to drop us a line at rumbullets.com and CC that to Drew Sparrow, and we will see if we can't make that happen, because there are so many things out there that I would like to discuss, but maybe you have a different idea, and we always like to be unique at Rumbullets. That is our motto. If you are unique, you are already part of the crew, and you will be unique as you join the Rumbullets pirate ship. That is for sure, for certain.
Arg, matey, and that's who we are. Thanks for your support in helping to keep the Rumbullets pirate ship afloat. Many mahalos to you and your crew.
Pirates, mermaids, and sea creatures. Grab your flak jackets and brain buckets. You know what I'm saying. It's time for a parley.
Parley, parley, parley.
Parley at the pirate headquarters.
Ahoy, mateys!
Sparrow with pirate beat. It's imperative to our survival. We must vote. Will it be the dirty, stinking, deceitful cesspool pit of political headlines? Or will we dance in the matrix to Red Captain Drew's party man? Captain's orders say it's not a pyramid or UFO. That's right. It's XAMPM Pirate Radio. Rumbullets Pirate Radio.
Oh, God. That's what I'm saying. We got to get some music played here for you, and we are going to do that from the Tie-Dye Straitjacket 1690 remixes and disco beats. Artist Drew Sparrow. And the name of this song is Billionaire Bass Player on Drugs. Hope you all enjoy. And
Drew, I gotta ask you one question before we move on, because this whole Nacho thing's kind of got me miffed, man. I have to say, if you're gonna restrict the border, aren't you gonna have a problem promoting Nacho Day? I mean, it just kind of came to me. I'm giving you a second chance here.
well, Larry, I'll just do it like, you know what? I'm going to answer it like a politician would, with half-truths. If I'm going to play the part, man, I got to know how to do it. So I'll just say this much, man. I don't want to restrict the border. I just want people to come here legally. In all honesty, man, I really don't like most American people. So why would I want people from other countries to come here also?
Yeah, I suppose I walked right into that one. I knew better than to ask you, but like my uncle would always say, looking like the cat that stuck its head in the drinks, but that's me right now.
That's what I'm saying, Drew Sparrow. Mixing it up for you like a blender.
Walking around pouting like your little sister took your last Oreo.
Not traditional Oreo. No, a limited edition Oreo.
Allegedly.
Hey, how are you? Not bad, good you, not bad. Hold on, wait, I ain't got time for the pleasantries, all right?
That's be the choice for me. The real reckless trigger.
Pitter patter, let's get out.
Yeah, okay, look at you, bro.
You looking for a killie, buddy?
I'll never buy you a Coke.
I need one win. One W.
Except kids falling off bikes, maybe. Fuck, I could watch kids fall off bikes all day. I don't care.
Let's have a Tony brush.
Got smoky watermelon, Nicolata, Aquavelva, Aquafresca, super duper, super stipper, Doc Query.
Fucking go.
Moment spirit.
Hey, how are you? Not bad, good you, not bad. Hold on, wait, we ain't got time for the pleasantries, all right?
Doc with a boner drag weed.
Fucking go.
What sort of backwards fucking pageantry is that?
You weren't so fucking awkward.
Doing terrific. Like Al, why you gotta put numbers and letters together? Why can't you just hard no?
Turn off Mike already.
Mike's alright.
Coors Light Iced Tea.
Cosmopolitan.
Strawberry Daiquiri.
Apple Frangini there, bud.
Sweet Strawberry Bellini.
Peach honey mint sorbet.
White Peach Cooler.
Blackberry mayor lemon gin and tonic.
Champagne Sangria.
Plum greens cocktail.
Key Lime Plum Mojito.
Coconut water champagne fruit punch.
Blueberry Basil Margarita.
The guy the mudslide mini teeny.
Strawberry Twist Mimosa.
Nectarine gimlet spot.
Sex on the Beach.
With a girl.
Yeah, with a girl.
What's to you?
Beautiful. That television series, Letter Kenny. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Real reckless trigger.
Alrighty, y'all. Looks looks like it's about time for us to head on back to shore and wrap this episode up. Hope to see you and hear from you on the next episode of Drew Sparrow's Podcast Island. Be sure to join the conversation. Drop us an email or join us on social media. We would love to hear from you. And go by the Positive Vibe store. Pick yourself up some cool swag so you will be unique out there in the world. You'll be piratey piraters. You'll be piratey piraters and mermaidy mermaiders. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Have a great weekend. Like I said, hope to see you next week. Goodbye! Palm trees and sandy beaches. Put on your britches and raise the seats. Splash, splash, splash. Let's get this barnacle holler on the way. You can don those bikinis, bathing suits, so swim shorts, grass skirts. Some might call them surf trunks. H2O, roll out that beach towel. Over an acre at Sunshine Waves and sandy beaches. Spyglass navigational plotter compass reads. Chill about time for that tide change. Summer's afloat us down that lazy sunlit ridge. Let's get this luau dancing from starboard to stern. Port to bow, you're not a palm tree. Raise that jib, somebody hand me my limbo stick so we can shove this ship off the dock. Hang loose as we paddle away and drift. Harmony. Goodbye. Goodbye.